Welcome to Azshara, everyone. Azshara is a gorgeous zone compared to the others. We were in Tearsfall Glades, which is doom and gloom, Durotar, a empty desert with no way to make gold. There's a lot of lore in the zone, but there's not a lot of stuff going on besides looking into the past. Current content is kind of dull. There's not a lot of color. This zone has a crazy amount of more saturation, which is crazy to think because there's actually not that much. But it's like the start of a nice fall season in this zone, and I really like that. There's a lot that we're going to be checking out in this zone, and as you can see, I've also explored it just to kind of, when I open up the map, I can see what I'm looking at, and also show it to you. But either way, I am excited to check out this new zone. It's going to be a great improvement from Durotar, just based on the wiki and Wowhead information I've been reading, so I'm really excited to show it to you. Azshara is a really nice zone. So, originally, it used to be called Zinishari. That was the home of the highborn elves. They lived here. There was quite a population of them. They lived here for a very long time because they were essentially immortal. And eventually, the Great Sundering happened, which is when the Well of Eternity in the center here, near, well, it was over the Maelstrom, exploded. And Kalimdor, you see there's a huge gap of space here, used to be about, I don't know, it was much bigger in the past. And so Zinijari has now been replaced by Azshara, and Queen Azshara was actually the queen of the city, Zinishari, who's now a Naga, and there's a whole bunch of lore with that I won't go over. But basically, Well of Eternity exploded, this zone exploded, and then the goblins showed up. Now why did they show up? You see, Zinishari, after it had exploded, most of the elves here, they turned into Naga. That wasn't just an automatic process. As I said, there's a long story surrounding that. And after they left, there was also something many, many years in the future. Many years, like 10,000 years into the future, we have the Cataclysm. And the Cataclysm is also very unique in the sense that it destroyed the homeland of the goblins. The goblins, they decided to leave where they were, Kazan or the Lost Isles, and they are now here. They took up their homage in Azshara, and we'll see in the future what they've done to the place. For those of you that have been playing for a long time, you'll recognize that this exact mine looks very similar to the mine at Warsong Hold in Burian Tundra, the starting area for Horde in that zone. And it's no real coincidence. Garrosh oversaw both of these operations at the same time, and he actually had mobs like proto-drakes and also some of the centaur giants in the zone. He exported them here to assist with the fights against the night elves in neighboring zones in the wars that they have going on. And actually, as we can see in the background, there's the night elves who are still fighting on the edge here to try to get the zone back. But ultimately, we can see that they didn't run them over yet, so they're still here. But either way, they ended up causing a lot of havoc with those drakes. But we'll turn around here and see, off in the distance, in the far background, there is a large structure in the middle of the water, and this is Bilgewater Harbor, and we'll go check this out in a little bit. But ultimately, that's where the proto-drakes and other mobs from Northrend were brought in to help fight the war for Garrosh. I've always really liked the quests in this zone. I haven't done it on the Horde side, but there are some really unique ones, such as I'm just demolishing Naga with cannonballs, I guess? What are they? Mortars? And you're just supposed to kill 60 of them. I've already done it, but I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. But this is really funny. The goblins have really good content. They're all zany. All their quests are just super humorous, and they don't care about other people, so they're all self-centered. It's really good comedy. I really like goblin content. Now they're telling me to go down here to kill one of these big boys, and there's mines all over the ground. Like, I like to use my abilities. I'm a monk. I have to use my rolls when they're off cooldown because it's just fun. But I'm not even trying to run into some of the... Oh my gosh. But basically, there's loads of mines, and you are just getting blasted all over because the mines that the goblins place down have way bigger hitbox than they look. Apparently you can deactivate. No, it doesn't even matter. Okay, well, okay, I try to deactivate one. Guess what? Nothing happens. You gotta get maybe closer, and then you just get blasted. It doesn't even matter. This is all just a blast. Uh-oh, we've seen this drop before. Maybe we'll make gold off this. I've seen many different ways to make gold in this zone, so I'm really excited to explore other ones, but if it's awful, we maybe just need to collect some more Essence of Undeath. Nah, we're not going to do that. There's better ways. Another thing to mention while I'm here is even though most of Zinajari was destroyed, we can still see some of the remnants today. Over most of Kalimdor, you'll find that there are Night Elf areas, and this is one of them in particular. Azshara is a popular one because of Zinajari, but yeah, I think it's really cool to be able to see the architecture all over the place and know that they were once here many years ago. What I've learned from the start of this zone is that the goblins don't want to kill the Naga to kill the Naga, they just want to steal the Naga's gems that they're going to use for evil. Not even to stop the evil, they just want the money. And then also you have this Blood Elf here who is actually here for the ruins that we were just at earlier in that direction, and she wants to figure out how to harness some form of arcane magic that she's been studying that's related to causing her people to no longer be addicted to the arcane magic. So it's kind of general, but it's interesting to say the least. I summoned a goblin priest to help with the ghost in this machine, and I guess he told me to beat the crap out of it, to exercise it, so here we are. I also helped push back the Night Elf army a little bit by destroying some towers, killing some of their leaders, summoning people into their backline. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on over here too. There's a specific song that played when I arrived, and I can't get it to repeat itself, but it was really good. It's just like this generic Night Elf music that they made in Cataclysm, and it's really good. I would definitely try looking it up and see if you can find it yourself. It's a nice one to listen to. I was asked to cut down trees to kill snipers, and now I'm being told that I need to clobber a bunch of elves. Basically, one thing that I should also point out is this is specifically pre-Mists of Pandaria. After the events of Mists of Pandaria, the Night Elves had decided, I believe it was Tyrande specifically, that this was no longer a necessary war to fight, so this isn't still happening. This is kind of just something that had happened for a long time, but isn't really happening anymore in retail WoW, even though I'm in retail and you can see it, but in reality, lore-wise, this is over with. For the time being, at least. Another typical Horde activity, murdering a tree that the Night Elves really like. Seems to be very common in their people. But at least, I guess, they need it for building their wacky inventions, as we'll look throughout the zone in the future. Another activity I've partook in is helping a sentient raptor who's hyper intelligent save their offspring so that they can apparently harvest humans like we do chickens. Yeah, I don't know what convinced me I should be doing this, but whatever. In an attempt to be friends with these big boys, big stone men, we wanted to collect the blue Azsharaite or Azsharite crystals throughout the zone, and it turns out that it was actually their poop. We've just been collecting their poop and asking them to eat it. And they found it funny, at least, so hopefully that doesn't hurt our relationship. So the goblins really were interested in still collecting the poop, but they want it more frequently, and they also don't want to tell the guy who does the most research on it that it's their poop. But either way, they wanted me to get a laxative. The giant said no thank you, and now they're trying to get me to scare them with a rat. So I guess I'm going to just like scurry up to him and run around. Oh, I squeak at him. He realizes it's me and it's not a big deal. Alright, well, I helped a Murloc collect boiling water for himself by summoning a scalding water lord, and then killed a bunch of these Macreenie scrabblers. It's, I don't know. Seems like a little strange quest to help Calic. He didn't really give an explanation of why we're over here. That's my rarity popping off. And then it looks like we're just kind of going back. Oh, got a nice little ride on the way over there. Sweet. I had to do some strange missions for an Archmage Xylem. I also killed some Night Elves. Not too much has gone on since I got on that turtle, but hopefully there's other things to check out in the zone. I actually just remembered that Archmage Xylem is actually one of the bad guys you have to fight in the Mage Tower. There's one fight where you fight him and then he turns into like this void demon thing, and then you have to kill that. So he's not just a casual guy doing nothing. He actually has magical abilities and doesn't just have this bland challenge that he forces people to do for funsies. I also helped Caligos and Azshara take care of some of the nasty Black Dragon Fight and Twilight Hammer populations from Cataclysm as well. We also killed their boss or whatever and freed some slaves that they had, or I don't even know what they were. They were just in cages. So we helped them out, and that kind of ended that storyline. I guess we're going back to the main town now. One really cool thing about the zone is you actually can ride these tracks that they have throughout the whole zone, and it's faster than a flight path. Now, it's not an A to B kind of scenario where you're flying in a straight line, but this is really cool and also really satisfying. It's normal flight speed, or compared to normal flight speed, we're not even on the track anymore. Oh, there we go. No, it's fine. That's intended. So yeah, we're just going to the northern part of the tracks, and it feels faster than my flight speed, which is upgraded. So even if I were to be flying around the zone, this thing is amazing to take. And hey, there's the music I was talking about earlier. We're getting to listen to that Night Elf music. I'm just gonna let us vibe to this. Take a little trip down memory lane and fly all over the zone on rockets? Oh, I guess that's it. Okay. Well, maybe I'll show us the rest of the flight. I'll get to the top of this and then I'll just hang out and enjoy the ride, I guess. I mean, I don't see why not. All right. Before we really delve into the enjoyment of just watching this. Oh my gosh, that's just satisfying. It's funny. Basically what happened in this zone is the night elves or the high elves, they left. The goblins took it over as their new home. And well, here we are. They wanted to industrialize it to a major degree. As you can see, there's Gallywix's Pleasure Palace. It's its own thing, I guess. But either way, I will just let us enjoy the rest of the ride. And there you have it. This, honestly, my favorite zone so far, and I think it's going to remain one of my top zones. Ironically, this zone is actually known as the least populated by other players in classic World of Warcraft and vanilla. Like, of all time, Azshara is known to be the least populated zone out of all of them. I don't necessarily know why, but if you haven't done the quests here, I would definitely tell you to check it out because it is amazing. There are so many really cool quests. If you like the story, it's wacky, zany, it's exciting. I'm really excited to see what other ones we will be doing before I go, but I'm thinking, just based on this add-on that I have, yeah, there's only like 40 more quests total in the zone, little 34. And once they're all done, then that means that's it for me. I am done in the zone, but also I might not have to do them all. Some of them are probably related to Cataclysm quests that are not even in this zone, they're just leading you out of it and stuff. But either way, I will see you when I'm turning in the next few quests here. In the least surprising fashion, one of the quests is to come out here and claim property in the middle of the war. This guy's just taking his claim as they're beating out the Naga, and he's just asking me to place flags for his ownership in multiple different places. And that's it. He just tells you, I'll give you some money. I'm going to resell this property at 10 times the value it takes to build stuff on it. And if that's not a realistic situation compared to landlords these days, I don't know what is. That's pretty accurate. Alright, now we have killed some Naga. Basically, we just had to go around killing these. We had to destroy some of the rune stones. We killed someone in this large building. I was really disappointed that there were no treasures or anything special in there. It was just a building with a mini-boss in the middle of the room. But either way, we have made it pretty far. Just my add-on again. Basically, that just means that we're getting 2 credits towards the quests. So I'll refresh. If we look, now there's only 19 left. Just because that one quest gave me 3 different items. It counts for multiple on all the things. All the things is an amazing add-on if you like to collect everything. It also tells you, like, if I hover over a Battle Master, it might say, this Battle Master has this specific gray drop that you don't own yet. And as we can see, he doesn't have that, so there is no gray drop, but we're going to see if I can make it through this field without hitting one of the mines. Okay, sweet. Alright, so at this point, it's looking like we just have a few quests, and after we complete these, I'm going to go to the Bilgewater Harbor, and we are going to show you what the main town looks like. This feels kind of mean. We were looting an ambassador's suit, or garb, and then we were teleported into this zone, and now we're going to insult them until they hate us, and then we just beat them up, and then they think the Alliance are really bad people, and so that feels kind of scummy. I normally play Alliance, and sure, they do scummy things too, but I just, I want to be a good guy when I'm trying to be a good guy. But I guess I'm Horde now, so does that mean I'm bad? I need to think about these moral implications. We have reached Bilgewater Harbor. As you can hear, classic music. We're just going to keep on listening to that through this. Why don't we take a look firsthand? Let's just go in there and see what's going on. Washed out apprentice, okay. Oh, they're trying to build more tracks here too. You have the party zone. Got some rockets. Have the inn from Kazan. Bling merchant. Oh, we gotta see what this guy has. Oh, a mood ring. The Rock. Wow. I didn't know Dwayne Johnson was in this game. So basically, this is just their military operation. Teemo. I don't know if that's a League reference, I doubt it, but it could be. Bilgewater decided to set up here and just have a good time. They shoot giant missiles or explosives, and they have a little portal vision to Stormwind City. What else they got? Some schematics. And they have a massive gun. and they made it bronze. That is the most goblin rocket launcher I've ever seen. Either way, there you go. There's your tour. I'm so happy that we got all of the lore done. And you can even just hang out and just enjoy the view. You can watch your team delete any enemy forces that come in. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you in the gold making aspect of Azshara. See you soon!